Welcome back to the channel, folks. Going to do a bit of a Scream Factory update today. Purchased a couple of things off of Amazon, a couple used finds, a couple of review copies in. But starting off with The Chosen from 1978. This is a pretty wonderful OMEN ripoff that has some elements of Rosemary's Baby in it, starring Kirk Douglas. I think I first heard about this on the Pure Cinema podcast when they had guest host Quentin Tarantino on. And I'd heard of the film before, but I said, well, now I need to see it. Here we have Kirk Douglas stars an industrialist Robert Kane, who, with his son Angel, is finally about to realize his biggest dream, a massive nuclear power plant in the Holy Land. But soon Kane's dream becomes a horrific nightmare, as person after person associated with the project meets a violent, gruesome death. When clues to the inexplicable turn of events point to the devil, Kane comes to the terrible realization that he might be linked to the Antichrist, perhaps even through his unborn child. This is pretty terrific. It's really riffing on Damien Omen 2 quite a bit. There's a scene that pretty much mirrors the elevator death scene from that film. There's a lot of similarities. It's well shot, well acted. It's got Kirk Douglas, who is in fine form. It's got some extras on here, but not many. There's a theatrical trailer and the alternate US cut with an additional ending. The alternate ending is not that great. I preferred the original version here, directed by Alberto Di Martino, also known as Holocaust 2000 and Reign of Fire. This does have a reversible sleeve of artwork with the Holocaust 2000 logo. Pretty great film, very entertaining. Watched it with a big old smile on my face. I love knockoffs, and this is an OMEN knockoff, but it's a well-made OMEN knockoff. Up next, Roman Polanski's The Tenant. Long overdue for an upgrade onto Blu-ray. Finally got one from Scream Factory. If you haven't seen it before, an apartment with an unhappy past sets a stage for filmmaker Roman Polanski's riveting psychological suspense thriller, The Tenant. Polanski stars as Tchaikovsky, a quiet, timid file clerk, increasingly overshadowed with dread and fear after he moves into a new apartment, adding to his paranoia and the building's other occupants who do nothing to alleviate his growing obsession with the untimely, tragic fate of the apartment's previous tenant. Is his dread truly justified, or is it simply the result of seemingly disintegrating mental state? A terrific film, a paranoid classic. Would make an interesting double feature with The Sentinel, I think. Somebody moves into a new apartment, neighbors are weird, feel like something's going on. Is he really losing his shit, or is everybody around him trying to drive him crazy? Extras on here, we got an interview with co-writer, director, and star Roman Polanski, an interview with assistant cameraman Francois Catone, keeping continuity, and interviewer with script supervisor Sylvette Baldreau, a look at the locations, a new audio commentary with Troy Harworth and Nathaniel Thompson. Those two, buy whatever you see with them on it, because you'll just appreciate whatever you watch that much more when you hear the commentary. Audio interview with Roland Topor by journalist Frederick Levy. Audio interview with screenwriter Gerard Brock by journalist Frederick Levy, and a theatrical trailer. Oh, no reversible artwork on this one. Just an image, a couple images from the film. But this is if you're a Roman Polanski fan, and I understand there's those who don't, I don't listen to Bill Cosby's comedy anymore. But, I still watch Roman Polanski movies. I'm a bad person. Next, Seminoid. One of the best names for a movie ever. Look at that lascivious cover there. Fucking terrible. I love it. But on this one, we've got an alien creature has been waiting millions of years for a chance to breed. So he's horny. And it's time to finally come. His time comes when a group of space explorers unwittingly lands on his home planet. The 12-member crew is investigating for possible origins for the planet's vanished citizens. Instead, they awaken the planet's creature and discover that the horror to come is more terrifying than any nightmare that could ever be imagined. Been a long time since I saw this. I had it on DVD. Got some new extras on here. Can't wait to revisit in HD. I know Indicator in the UK put out their own release of this. But I don't have that. I got the Scream Factory version. So on here, the extras include a very English exploitation in Seminoid in the shock cinema of Norman J. Warren. And if you're a Norman J. Warren fan, I know that Vinegar Syndrome have put out a couple of his titles. Satan's Slave or Satan's Blood? I forget which. And Prey. At least those two. That's a 50-minute documentary. We got a new audio interview with Norman J. Warren, Alien Encounters, an interview with Norman J. Warren, Q&A with producer Richard Gordon and Norman J. Warren, Q&A with Norman J. Warren from 2011, another Q&A with Norman J. Warren from 2019, a theatrical trailer and TV spots. I'm pretty sure this one does have, yes, alternate title and reversible artwork. Horror Planet, very 1950s sci-fi sounding. I've never seen that one before. That's very cool. But looking forward to rewatching this. I remember it being very exploitive, gory, slightly kinky, but definitely check out Inseminoid. And from Scream Factory, obviously, once again, we have Oliver Stone's The Hand. Much maligned. Not a film that has a solid reputation, but I saw it on TV as a kid, and I love this movie. I think it's a really good psychological thriller. But a cartoonist who loses his hand in a car accident. Brutal when you see his hand cut off. He's got it out the window trying to wave somebody by, and he loses it. Starts losing his mind afterwards. His relationship falls apart, and people start dying, and there may or may not be a severed hand committing murders. This one, we got new interviews with the director Oliver Stone. I was very surprised to see Oliver Stone on here. He also does a commentary. There's also interviews with producer Edward Pressman and Andrea Markovicki, Anne McEnroe, and Bruce McGill, all of who are in the film. Again, the audio commentary with Oliver Stone. I haven't listened to that, but hearing him talk about the film, he gives a pretty candid recounting of the film and his career at this point and what he was going through. We also get a theatrical trailer. No reversible art on this one, just an image from the film. And this was originally part of the Twisted Terror collection that Warner Brothers put out. I don't know if you remember, there was a box set. It had this, Eyes of a Stranger, Dr. Giggles, and I think one other title on there. Oh, He Knows You're Alone. Great to see these finally getting upgraded to Blu-ray. Speaking of the Twisted Terror collection, Eyes of a Stranger up next. This one from 1981. A lovely blind deaf teen reaches for a plate she just put on the counter. It's gone. She reaches again and it's back in its original place. Someone is playing a cruel game with her. That someone is the serial killer terrorizing Miami in this terrifying thriller from the production company behind the original Friday the 13th and the director of Shockwaves. This one's directed by Ken Wiederhorn, who did a pretty good Nazi exploitation film called Shockwaves. I just read it. That's a really interesting film. On Blu-ray from Blue Underground right now. He also did the much maligned Return of the Living Dead Part 2. He did a bunch of other stuff. I haven't seen this in a long time, not since I watched the first, the DVD edition when it came out from Warner Brothers as part of the Twisted Terror collection. Looking forward to a revisit. I don't remember loving it, but I want it. You know, it's Scream Factory. It's a movie that's not been on Blu-ray before, so gotta have it. On here, we get an audio commentary with genre film critic Justin Kurzweil and film historian Amanda Reyes. Audio interview with composer Richard Einhorn and actor Peter Dupree. An interview with the director Ken Wiederhorn. An interview with actor John DeSanti. interview with special makeup effect creator Tom Savini and special makeup artist Dean Gates. Well, that's cool that you get an interview from Wiederhorn on here and Tom Savini to boot. So definitely worth an upgrade. Let's see if we got any reversible artwork. No reversible artwork on this one. Just another image from the film. And last, maybe sort of least, the new edition of House of Wax from Scream Factory. Thrills and chills ooze all over you in House of Wax from Dark Castle Entertainment legendary horror producers Joe Silver and Robert Zemeckis. When their car breaks down on a road trip, 6 college friends are sidetracked with an eerie backwoods town. Curiosity gets the better of them when they are intrigued by its macabre House of Wax. They soon find that the town is not what it seems and that they must find their way out before they fall victim to its ghoulishly inventive killers. This is a film that came out around the same time as the remakes of William Castle's 13 Ghosts, Ghost Ship. This is a remake of House of Wax. I distinctly remember watching it and thinking it feels more tourist trap to me. The kills were pretty decent. I remember it had some eerie atmosphere. At the time, I was a little bit younger. I was more annoyed by social media than I am now. But Paris Hilton is in this film, and I think I probably brought a lot of ill will just based on that because I was tired of hearing my wife talk about Paris Hilton. But I am definitely willing to give this a revisit because I do remember it having really good atmosphere and decent effects. And I mean, Tom Savini's on here talking about the effects, so they must be pretty good. This one has a new interview with actress Paris Hilton, music composer John Ottoman, and special effects supervisor Jason Baird. B-roll and blooper, video cast commentary. From location, Joe Silver reveals House of Wax, wax-on design of the House of Wax, the house built on wax, the visual effects of the House of Wax, alternate opening, gag reel, and a theatrical trailer. So it's got a decent set of extras. It also includes reversible artwork with the original movie poster, which that's a really good movie poster. Like I said, I think I went into this movie wrong-headed when I first saw it. I was kind of down on Paris Hilton, and I was kind of put off that it didn't feel like a House of Wax movie. It really did feel like a big-budget remake of Tourist Trap with a few changes. But maybe I'm remembering it wrong. But there you have it, folks. That is my Scream Factory collection update. Thanks for watching, folks.